If you are into arts and crafts like me, do you always take a picture? You might have some things on the wall, maybe things laying around that you can see, but most likely you have things hidden away in drawers or closets. Maybe you created something and gave it away as a gift. I try to always remember to take a picture. I find it very useful to keep a special gallery on my computer for my creations. Nowadays, a lot of us, we have thousands of pictures on the phone and we have to scroll forever to find something. And you can create albums on the phone, but I like to transfer my art to my computer. And because I have so much, I keep folders for each year or category. And this can apply to anything. If you're into knitting, maybe making fancy food, beautiful cakes, gardening, building things. If you have one place to gather pictures of your specific creative hobby, when you flip through it, I'm sure you'll be amazed to see how much you've actually have done. In this episode, I want to show you arts and crafts that I was into around 2011, 2012. I like to revisit old creations, both to see how I made progress in my skills, but also to get inspiration from old ideas. Even though I loved making art all my life, especially drawing, for a long time I had no time whatsoever to do it. But around 2011, I just had to give in to this burning desire to create. So I carved out little moments here and there just to get started and eventually finish something. And that meant that I would use maybe 10-15 minutes late at night if I had the energy. And I could do one thing like bringing out art supplies that I would need. The next time could be making a raw sketch, simple raw sketch. And then the next time could be cutting something out or making the first layer, depending on the project I was making. And on like that. I would say that this is not really the most pleasant way to create art. But normally I would need like a couple of hours or more just to get into the flow and really enjoy it. But I just had to do this. At least I would be able to finish something and then get the confidence that I could turn a visual idea into a finished piece. Because if you haven't done anything for a long time, it's easy to start to doubt yourself that you could actually create the same thing again or something to that standard, whatever. And I would also keep a sketchbook by my bedside table, so in that way I could capture any ideas that would come to me during the day or during the night, just to have them down, not to lose it. For some time I was all into making greeting cards, birthday cards, other types of paper art or other types of craft. And I also discovered Promarkers, which is an alcohol-based marker with one tip, thin tip in one end and a thicker in the other. This marker is primarily to be used on white paper, sort of coloring in illustrations. But later on, I would actually use it in my mixed media paintings on top of acrylic paint, and that would give sort of like a little bit of a softer look because of its transparency. In some cases I would actually make the illustration on white paper and then cut it out and then glue it onto an acrylic background. This gave me the opportunity to have like a sharp, detailed focal point and still have the more experimental, messier pattern background. But this was created later on, so back to 2011. This funny puppet here is my gardener. He has a string It's hard to see on this picture, but if I pull it, he will move his arms and legs. I had him as an idea for a long time. He was one of those creations that I worked on in small chunks of time. Took forever and so complicated, but so pleased to see him finished. This other one, the burlesque dancer, I think I had much more time on my hand by then. My life changed and I had more time for art, thankfully. And I made some old-fashioned ice skates. I had a lot of different materials here. Patterned cardstock, glitter, gold string, a bell, velvet ribbon. And I hung them up in my Christmas tree. As much as I love mixed media, creating fun characters, drawing on white paper and then painting them with Promarkers is probably one of my absolute favorite art forms. This was 2012. I followed an artist online who created this prompt for us followers to make a visual story in our own way of the Mad Hat Tea Party. I'm not sure I ever saw the movie. I know it's an old story, but I didn't know much about it anyway. Good, I guess, because I was free to do a really unique twist to it. I won't show you every illustration, only some of it. But what you see here are some of the characters and the objects like teapots, cupcakes, trees and all that. It's all painted with Promarkers. Then I scanned it into Photoshop, and the blue sky is a layer in Photoshop, but all else is Promarkers. It's so fun to come up with these characters and ideas. Here you have Pedro, the waiter. Don't think he belongs in the original story, but he cuts and serves cupcakes from the cupcake tree. And I love these ladies, the mousse lady and the fruit lady who likes her tea very, very strong. Here is the sunflower choir, a bunch of happy sunflowers who love to sing and entertain this party, and the sunflower band. I hope you enjoyed to see some of my older stuff that you might not have seen before. If you like to see more videos like this, where I go through my gallery and talk about it, tell me in the comments below. Okay, until next time, stay tuned and thank you for watching.